What's good? Konnichiwa, bitches. Unstable creature here, coming off the line with it. Of course, we are done, or just getting over week 3. Okay, we have we have made it through week 3, and like my other video prior to my last video, I got some real nigga questions. Need some real nigga answers. Still on it. Okay. uh, Actually, you don't have to answer. I'm already knowing and understanding and kind of feeling where things should be better placed. But nor here nor there. Of course, we just got over our game week 3 against the Panthers, and of course, if y'all see my video prior, or no, my last video, y'all see my last video, kind of acting out, but at the same time, I mentioned about our defense being scorpions and all of that stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, who can get under a scorpion skin and be able to rip that thing apart? Or not even rip that thing apart, but just do some damage to it? Black ants. These panthers was all over or all underneath like black ants. Okay? And I'm not going to take from the defense. What I would say about the defense is that in the opening of this game, we did not have certain receivers. We did not have certain defensive defenders. So that had an eye opener for when the Panthers started making a move or was able to get up under there and do a little work on your defensive body. So to see that and to see the way it was going, it was almost like, that's kind of funny. And that brings me around to the announcers, which the announcers was like, oh, look at, after they had taken out some main receivers, if you pay attention to the game, yeah, we had a couple switch on the defense and we had a couple switch on the offense. So seeing that those were switched with major players, the announcers, something that I did not like listening to, the announcers speaking about the defense and how they were speaking with the players that were playing on how the defense looked, what the defense was used to, or how the defense used to look, and all of that stuff, which struck a nerve with me because I felt like, no, that's not true. They said we carry a lot of penalties or whatever the case may be. But if you pay attention to our structure and what's been going on, especially me talking about the defense and how things fall on the defense or how they try to bring it back or whatever, if you look at that structure or you look at the defense by them taking it out and then saying, oh, this D isn't like that, this D isn't this and this, that was a lie, because the announcer actually mentioned about the defense, all the penalties and stuff like that. But for the past couple years, Raiders has also kicked up a defense, or they defense dropped penalties. For the last 2 years, they've been one of the teams with less penalties. And for the announcers to say that, it's almost like keeping up some negative things that we have already knocked off and we had already put behind us. And that is those penalties and how how the defense maneuver. Okay, for one, you're gonna give it up to us. Okay, give it up to them. Okay, but overall, yeah, pay attention to that, because if we wasn't on your radar, we should be on it now, because things are different. Pay attention. And then another thing that the announcers mentioned was Tucker. I kind of got like a little upset about that, because if y'all don't put him in the game, how could he catch up with Stacks? And then when y'all put him in this last game, the announcer was like, well, yeah, he got to catch up because now he got to beat out whoop-de-woo, whoop-de-woo, whoop-de-woo. I mean, yeah, but we do have to respect that everybody has their time. And if we watch Tucker do his thing, I mean, during certain times, he did his thing. And then now to have different players in, and that we going for these different players, we also have in mind who we may want to beat out over another player. So that also shows in the stats. So it's like putting that other player that you want above it and then letting him get all this game time and this and this and this and this. It's almost like his stats is down here, even though he is a good player. He can catch all of those balls from both quarterbacks. You went with Bauer. Bauer is good. His stature, I mean, in size, everything, blue, blue, blue. I mean, because it's different, receivers for different or whatever, whatever. He is big. He is good. He is this. But them saying that Tucker and where he is in his stats and saying that he needs to be better or beat out this, y'all know who y'all putting in the game. Y'all know why these stats are going up for whatever reason. So I feel like that right there should kind of like be taken off the board, because if they're not going to utilize him, seeing that he is a good player, seeing that he can catch these balls and be where they need him to be, don't take it from him. And I also said this before in another video about stats that they were trying to use against another good ass player, and I'm just not with it. So okay, and I don't even want to hopper. I'm just gonna talk a little bit, because let's really talk about it. Let's really get into what we do see with the quarterback. I did mention that sometimes, watching O'Connor can be like ooh 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 ooh, ooh, and then he pull it off or make it happen is good. But then and I mentioned that watching Minshew is not so but it ain't so good. You know what I mean? It's clear and it ain't so good. So it is like a big, it's like a big difference, but it's like, which one would you go for? And even though I'm the one that said all of that about both quarterbacks, like I said, I don't take nothing from anybody, but it's what we're trying to put out there, what we're trying to accomplish, and what we're trying to continue to do. And this is when we can use that word buy-in, okay? You got to get the right product to get people to actually buy in. And when I said that O'Connell, you have to start somewhere, okay? The same thing when Stenham, I want to say Jared Stenham. It's been a minute. I keep on mentioning his name, but at the same time, it's like when we have these good players, instead of bringing so much potential out of them and teaching them and learning, certain situations, we let it go. And almost the same thing was about to happen with O'Connell until we seen that. The most thing that I have pictured in that game, the last game that they played with the Panthers, is that I see that anytime O'Connell is thrust in there, like he basically given what needs to be given. Period. Because if we can watch Minshew make all of these mistakes and just be looking like, yeah, it's the game, it's this and this and this and this, why when O'Connell make these minor mistakes and y'all looking at it because he's this rookie, that y'all should be looking like he's this rookie, and let's clothe him. Okay, let's not allow nobody else to put a stain on it. Okay, let's clothe him. Let's clothe him. Let's do what we need to do, because when you find certain mind and people and all that other stuff, yeah, you want to go with somebody that knows the structure. But what was the point of that? When you get that, even though it could be a money stance, but it's like his structure, and we still at at a standstill with certain things. It's just mindful when we lock into certain key words. Now, mind you, O'Connell, he wasn't on my radar, but seeing if y'all picked him and threw him in, like thrust him to like kind of throw stuff off, believe me when I say, when you thought you was throwing it off, you wasn't throwing it off. You was throwing it right into it. You just couldn't see the proper plan because you were going another way. I don't want to stress and don't want to keep saying that y'all plans don't really be for like a Raider moving forward. It'd be like around a whole lot of other stuff. And that's kind of like it interferes. Because I'm wondering if, the inside should be way more mindful and structured with the people and the players and all of that in this, how do y'all figure to go this way? How do y'all figure to do all of these things with the plays, the people, and all of this stuff? I feel like if the same way I looked at O'Connell, and what made y'all stop moving forward with him? What was that little, what was the thing? It's like something just pegging me, because it's almost like, damn, y'all literally probably had all that y'all needed to, but then y'all end up switching it. I don't care. Maybe y'all listen to maybe somebody in the franchise listen to me and want to just throw some things off or want to do something different. But now you see that it's not working, and then whoever intent is that, you see that it's not true, and it doesn't work for the franchise. It doesn't work for what you're actually going for. It's working against it. So I'm puzzled, and I'm just looking like, come on now. And then during this third game, if you can take some of the major players off of defense and offense, why we can't utilize the quarterbacks a little bit more? To tell you the truth, I thought Max Crosby wasn't going to be in the game at all, because they said he wasn't playing, or he wasn't there. He ain't in the building. So after the continuance of not picking up, not going anywhere, then he was back in the game. And then was so was Adams. So it's kind of puzzling. I'm trying to figure out what you're doing on the field, or trying to put into minds. But I'm looking like, you know what, you can switch it, you can do whatever. You see what I said with Tucker during the preseason, how he was with both quarterbacks. That should have most definitely stood out. And I know we got Breyer and Myers and like I said, our body is what's up. We always get skills. We always get this. It's what we do with it. Where we what we do with them. That's the most important thing. Cause ain't nobody here for the fuckery. We're here for the game, the wins, the this, the that, the that. Okay. So I'm glad I did kind of like try to go off my notes. This video is not going to be that long. Thank God. Because I feel like when I be just blabbering off, I kind of lose a little, focus or whatever the case may be, because I just want to just talk, and that's not necessary. So sticking within my notes. About to end this video because I feel like I pretty much covered what I wanted to say. Game 3, 22-36. Panthers won. But of course, I don't know why we entered the game like that, with a different defense, entered the game with a little bit of a different offense, all of that plays a part. So I'm wondering if we had those people in from the beginning, would it have been any different? What would have transpired? But at the same time, it's almost like whether or not we switch the body in and out is still the head. We're still gonna have to correct the head and the mind frame of the head. So I guess until we get that, we still have so much to tackle. Yeah, we can come off with a lot of plays. Yeah, a couple plays, and we can make it look good for what it is, as far as like the scores or us catching up. But it is important. I did pay attention to the time that they did thrust or put O'Connell in there. Like I said, just the pocket, for me, it could be like, but just getting out of it and executing it and just knowing what to do or whatever the case may be, that is better. You know what I mean? And then seeing if college have, uh, a lot of things go in college way more than it goes in the pros. So to knowing that he probably would scramble more, try to do that a little more in and out that pocket is pretty good. I watched Minshew not only run into his team, run into everybody else, and I'm thinking that he was just trying to get around the pocket to try to do a run play or whatever the case may be, and it just uh, all I said was Minshew. All I said was O'Connell, don't be chasing nobody down the field. But the rest, they gonna have to let you out the box. O'Connell, they gonna have to let you out the box. Why purchase it? Why purchase it? Okay. Why purchase it if we ain't gonna utilize it? And first of all, you purchased it before you went and purchased another one. So you should have done what you had to do. And the most thing I said, even if O'Connell do not have the best structure, even if O'Connell is not looking the way that y'all think pros is, he's looking better than the two that you chose then. That sounds good to me. I did. That came off the dome. Not for that just rolled right off the tongue. But it's important. I told you the two that you brought in is not better than the one, okay? Or that two is making up for the one. And I'm gonna need y'all to be like, you know what? I don't know who squirrel covers I got on, but I'm about to take these squirrel covers off and put on some boxers so I can get my grown man thing on, okay? Y'all can't be walking around like this. I'm not gonna say y'all pussies again, because whoever be watching my videos do not like whatever I'm saying. When I say like whatever issues I was having with my videos, with my personal life, with my bank account, somebody's still at it. Okay? And I'm just looking like, you know what? To not stress and for you to see whatever you need to see, get off whatever you need to get off. Because for whatever reason, everybody be having some type of idea of what the fuck they think I do, how I come and go, how I make money, and all this other stuff. So even even when I report stuff like my bank is being fucked with right now, and I can't get nothing out of anyone. If I've been down to the police station, you think that they done anything? They didn't do shit other than look at me sideways and thinking like, oh, who you messing with? I'm looking like, you don't have to have nothing to be a bum or to have a bum mentality. You can have everything in the world and still be a bum on the inside and still have a bum ass mentality. And that's what I be going through when I go. That's why, you know what? I stop arguing with people. It's just not worth it anymore because it costs me. It costs me. If it's not financially, it's mentally. And I don't want to deal with it anymore. Okay? So the same thing with y'all. Y'all need to stop allowing stuff to cost y'all. Mentally, physically, financially, y'all gonna have to step up and make the best choice. And sometimes it takes for us to cut back or cut down on certain things. I can't stress it enough. Even in my other videos, I've mentioned the ways that how I look at O'Connell, Minshew, or whatever. But I also said that O'Connell have something that you guys are y'all keep coming across, and y'all not willing to branch out. What is this? You're not willing to extend your the structure, okay? Because he's not coming from another team. I mean, you don't want to have to put up with putting a good structure in, but you want somebody that you can mold and structure for this type of situation. Period. Because a person with experience also gonna use the experience of what they think they know and what they think to apply to that in certain situations. And I feel like that's what you're doing with Minshew. That's what you're doing with this. That's what you're doing with all these other situations. And be like, you know what? Take a chance. I mean, I feel like y'all took a chance in that last game, but it was just the wrong chance. Y'all took out the player that was also making the plays, and y'all didn't replace that head that y'all know was whether the call was coming from up or down. it wasn't replaced. It wasn't so that it could be put in a bit of perspective. So I don't know. I follow the game, keep up with it. I mean, because it is something that needs to be talked about. We gotta stop letting all this potential slip through our hands. You know, we upsetting players, our own type of players. You know, we doing all type of stuff, but we need to get it together and put our hand on it. I feel like that's like way more important. Because even thrusting O'Connell in there, you know, for the last minute, just like last season, just like all of these different seasons, like he's showing that he could pull through. What is it that you guys are looking at? And you know what? I'm tired of people overlooking people and things without actually putting in the experience and showing or seeing where the full potential lies. Period. Maybe things will just get better. I'm looking forward to, of course, the next game because I do want to see how we pull ourselves up out of a situation, how we really start, strapping and taking some of these situations way serious. Panther got a wind on us. They were 0 and 2. They were 0 and 2. And then sometimes I want to look at it like it's set up because if it's 0 and 2, y'all don't have a win, but yet Raiders have a bomb ass defense that's also willing to get all of their shit back to the defense willing to get all their shit back to the offense. That should have offset or did something different within that game, but it didn't because we didn't have, certain players on defense. We didn't have certain players on offense. So that already probably set a different tone for the game, regardless if it was just for the first quarter, regardless if it was just for the second quarter, regardless if it was just for the first half. It set a different tone. So to see and to keep trying to move forward. It's almost like, we seen that. I thought they wasn't gonna be there for the game, but they were there for the game. And I don't know. It's just a lot to put in perspective. Even when you see that, I don't want to say like the Panthers ain't what they are because I can care less. But it's what I looked at during our game. Who was in it, who played, and why they play, and all of this other stuff. Nobody was injured, but they was put into the game later, but to open that game and not have that full structure so that you can go off of the win that you had last game. You want to keep up that momentum. It's just something about just keep it moving. You want to keep on showing your locomotive. You don't. A couple seasons ago, I used to be like, you know what? People are choosing money over real positions. People are choosing money over where they real stance and all of those stuff. But I'm just looking like, you know what? Forget it if it's a money trip. Most people, if y'all not here for what it is, y'all gotta switch teams. Period. And I know it's a contract. I know y'all probably got a quarterback that y'all, either won't, don't want, or whatever the case may be, but you still have to do your job. Because at any time, with your momentum, your faith, your drive, it can change things. It can change things. You stand to your grind. You stand not giving up or not wavering your faith is what changes things in these situations, especially during the games, because you could, just like now, the score could have hindered us and did all that. O'Connell could have went in there and just played a simple game or just did whatever. But the momentum, you keep that momentum up, anything could happen. A change, light, anything. Shout out to the Panthers for looking. Look here. They were 0 and 2. Once they knew y'all little major players was out, they put their major players in and they went to work. Just like little black ants. I mean, what they do? Live for 3 weeks straight, just working. Working. We on the third week of their live, and guess what? They put all the work on us. All the work in on us. But that's okay. Nor here nor there. I'm gonna have to let this go. I'm gonna have to let y'all go. Have a blessed day. And remember to catch, correct, and do better, because it's not on you, it's in you. In Jesus' name. Thank you. I want to say listen, Linda, listen, but I'm not, because I feel like y'all already know. Y'all seen from the previous games was good. Okay? I gotta go do something. All right. Hold it up. Keep it good. Peace. God dang it. Have a blessed one.